Remember when all the video game characters were hot? I do. It was great.
Do you like hot men? Yes. Do you like attractive women with big hands? What's up, everybody? This is the Sexy Man here, and today
One can dream.
I'm bringing you my top 10 list of video game characters that I jerk off to. Number 10, Urgot. Number 9, Uncle
Lumbago.
Lately, there's been a lot of buzz surrounding the upcoming game Stellar Blade and its
True.
protagonist Eve. Many gamers are celebrating her provocative design, the exotic outfit she wears.
As you should, because if you're not, what's wrong with you?
And as a red-blooded male, I can appreciate this as well. Now, I played the demo, it was pretty fun, and I think Stellar Blade is shaping up to be a stellar game. On the flip side, some folk claim this type of character design is harmful because it objectifies women and displays
That's because these people are ugly losers. It's very simple.
unrealistic body standards and proportions. Now, we could ignore the fact that Eve's design was based off of a real human being, and that's exactly what we're going to do, because complaining on the internet makes me feel better than ordering the salad. But on the real, there is something to say about body standards in media, sexualization in video games, and how it can affect us. It feels kind of dumb to say this.
It makes us better people. It makes us understand what truly matters. And that is what's on the outside, not what's on the inside. What's on the inside matters if you're ugly.
But there is an ongoing debate around how hot video game characters should be. If you make a character too sexy, then it's misogynistic. But if you don't make every female a supermodel with double D honkers, then your game's woke. How are you
Oh geez, Horizon Zero Dawn, please, no.
supposed to win? Well, today that's what we're talking about. Sex appeal in video games. When is it good? When is it bad?
I'll stop you right there. It's always good. It's literally never bad.
How do you tell the difference? Let's find out. Why are games marketed like Stellar Blade? Why are video games now filled with soft porn heroines with ridiculously large breasts? Why? Because fellas like big titty bitches. Next article, write some real fucking news.
He's right.
Shakespeare couldn't have said it better himself. I mean, that's about it. For a long time, gaming was a male-dominated hobby, so naturally...
It still is, okay? The women who play Candy Crush don't count as gamers, I'm sad to tell you, but I feel that that's real.
Developers made games that appealed to men. This was much more apparent in the olden days where publishers had to rely on the box art to grab your attention. This certainly grabs my attention. Hey, how's that new pinball game coming along? You know, Microsoft needs it out for the Xbox by May. Well, boss, it's looking great. But to be honest, pinball on console is a hard sell. It's kind of boring. So how can we spice it up? Fuck it, like this? Throw some chicks with guns and swords on it. American Pinball Reborn. Rated E for everyone. This might come as a shock to some of you, so brace yourself.
Okay, I just want to point this out. This was not even close to all games back in the day. Not even close.
Sex sells in every industry.
I don't believe it.
The same rules that apply to Hollywood and movie stars apply to gaming. People like things that are attractive. They had goddesses stand around and look pretty for the midnight release of Halo 3. Blizzard paid Megan Fox to promote Diablo 4, and that was the best thing that came out of Diablo 4.
That's actually very accurate. I still use her as a thumbnail for a lot of Diablo videos.
Developers of a game called Sin Episodes Emergence hired a porn star to cosplay as one of their characters.
Nay.
I mean, what are you gonna say? A porn star cannot do this work? That is truly sexist.
Nice.
Sex appeal is an easy way to get the attention of men, but that's nothing new to video games. It wasn't new.
And women. Let's be completely real, okay? Only the ugliest and fattest of women do not appreciate hot women.
When Lara Croft debuted with her pyramid breasts. And it's not new with Eve and her ridiculous ponytail. But what has changed is the industry. It's much more complex and diverse now. There are more female gamers,
which is arguably extremely bad,
than ever before. So how do we sell games to them? Maybe we could push out more dishwashing and cooking simulators? Perhaps we could sexualize women less, portray them in a more realistic, less idealized way.
Okay, that's so stupid. They tried that. Guess what? That failed. Oh, come on. Women are maybe 20% of the all the gamers currently that exist. Maybe, you know, some shill companies like Magic the Gathering are gonna try and tell you, oh, 50% of our player base is women. Yeah, that's bull. Everyone knows that.
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
But I think a better solution is to sexualize men more. Picture this, Ace Attorney 7 drops, and the second case takes place on a beach. This is not—
Huh? Wait, men are already ridiculously sexualized. Show me a single action game where the male hero does not have 15 six-packs. Or giant muscles that are literally unachievable in life. At least when a woman gets sexualized, it's actually an achievable standard. Okay? Men cannot achieve that without reducing their lifespan heavily.
nothing more than an excuse for BAM! Shirtless Miles Edgeworth. Watch the fangirls go crazy. Instant 1 million copies sold within 24 hours. Capcom, you can send me the royalty checks. But seriously, if there is a major issue around objectifying women in video games, I say go ahead and objectify men too. It's not like we can change the fact that sex sells and companies are gonna use it to sell products. So
I like how he's touting the line between, oh my god, my cuckold mistress told me I need to say this, and you know, but I can't really say this because that's stupid and everyone will hate me if I say this. Nice act, ma'am. Very good skewing the line.
why not level the playing field a bit? Hot, ripped, muscly men, like me, which way to the beach, appeal to women just as much as they do to gay guys. League of Legends has just as many sexy dudes as it does chicks. I mean, just case in point. There's a tendency for websites such as Kotaku to post articles like, Baldur's Gate 3 slyly adds jiggle physics for dicks.
There's a reason Kotaku is going down the drain, though.
Balls. They will celebrate when men are sexualized, but not women. You ask me, that's a little sexist.
That's
Kotaku.
often.
Lost Ark's depiction of female characters feels a decade out of place. If you're fine with people thirsting over those
Lost Ark literally depicts men the exact same way. The same way that a woman has a bikini, a man has a bikini.
shirtless Leon Kennedy mods, or the mods where Chris Redfield is just fucking naked for the entirety of Village, then you should also be fine with people thirsting over Lady Dimitrescu.
Hell
Now, to
yeah.
clarify, there is a big difference between what a developer makes and what their audience makes of it. Just ask Jeff Kaplan. But if we held developers responsible for the actions and words of their community, well, the Call of Duty devs would be on trial for crimes against humanity. So this doesn't apply to like multiplayer voice chat stuff. But what, if anything, is wrong with Stellar Blade in particular? Let's check out some articles and see if we can find the answer. IGN France posted a review of the demo, saying mostly
IGN France. Here we go, boys. The ride never ends.
positive things about it. However, there was one paragraph people really took issue with. The design of the game, particularly its characters, highlights an obvious bias, and the result is not really a success. It's not new, and other games have chosen to highlight the strengths of their female characters. But where a Bayonetta stands out with an iconic character design, or a 2B inspires an entire generation of cosplayers, Eve from Stellar Blade is just bland.
The stupidest sentence ever. Okay, Bayonetta has some quirks about why the design actually works to a degree, because it's actually made from folklore. By the way, knew that after Bayonetta came out, but you know, still. No, but 2B is just, you know, a over-sexualized doll. The fact that they're now trying to say 2B is fine, but Stellar Blade is not? Oh my.
A doll sexualized by someone you would think has never seen a woman.
Classic.
There's a lot of problems with this. First off, Eve isn't even sexualized within the context of the game or the events of the demo. Like, she doesn't flirt with anyone, she's not pushing her tits together, leaning over, asking for a ride.
But she probably should.
She never says like, who wants to have sex with me? It's not even a factor at all. Like, bro, if you want to complain about hypersexualized characters, Go play Soul Calibur, okay? Hop into the character creator and you can make your tits super huge. Also, the demo is like an hour long with about 15 minutes of cutscenes. That's not enough time to give like a detailed character assessment or review. So a lot of people are complaining about Stellar Blade.
I would argue it actually is, but okay.
At the moment, based on assumptions, what they think the game is going to be like when it actually comes out. Comparing Eve to Bayonetta in 2B isn't fair at all, because those are characters that have been around for a long time, and they appear in games that are completed and have been released to the public. Let's try another article though. Developer of Stellar Blade fails to recognize the game's sexism. This
So do I. So do I.
was posted before the demo came out. So just based on the 6-minute showcase, there is something striking when you look closely at the images of this aesthetically successful action game. The heroine is ultra sexy. In less than 6 minutes, we see her wearing outfits, each more improbable than the last. The message is clear.
Each one I'm sorry, have you seen what women wear when they go out? Have you seen American culture? The more closer to a string to covering you parts of your body you get, the more successful you are, especially in America. And you're telling me, oh, that... Come on. Have you ever seen a woman?
Shorter, the more skin visible, the better. I'm not sure.
The moment anyone uses the word incel unironically, I instantaneously don't care about what they are saying, because anyone who uses that word typically actually is the perfect description of that word. Oh, you like this woman? No woman is like that, you incel. Bravo, sir. Bravo. Now, can you go be a touchless virgin over somewhere else? I don't want to interact with you. Thank you.
What trailer you watched, but there's like maybe 9 seconds of footage where Eve's thighs are partially exposed, but besides that, it's just her arms. Like, where is this explicit overt sexualization that I seem to be missing?
They're just mad about the fact that the character is hot in general. That is enough to trigger them unironically. And so all of it is bad.
Is every woman in tights supposed to be a sex object? However, we are talking...
Yeah, pretty much. That's why they wear tights. No woman is wearing yoga pants because, oh, they're just so comfortable. No, no, women don't do that. Women on their own are pretty disgusting and wear pretty disgusting things and look pretty bad and horrid a lot of the cases. Yeah, so every time a woman chooses to wear something skin tight, it's not because it's comfy, it's because she wants to look hot.
Talking about a character...
Can we stop pretending that women don't care about being hot for just, like 5 seconds maybe?
Responsible for getting rid of an enemy threat in a post-apocalyptic context. So the old her outfit isn't practical or realistic argument sometimes has merit, but I don't think it does with Stellar Blade or Bayonetta. Neither game is going for a realistic setting. Like if Call of Duty had established itself as a grounded military shooter and then got rid of military factions and threw Nicki Minaj in as a playable character, well, that would be pretty fucking cringe, wouldn't it? Bayonetta is a witch and Eve is an ODST that stole Tracer's spandex. As long as they don't look stupid.
A second of silence for our girl Tracer, who they literally got the ass rid of. No, I'm seriously, they're doing everything to make it seem that Tracer doesn't even have a behind. Wow.
And they fit within the universe. I don't see...
I will argue that's why Overwatch also died.
Either as a problem. Leggings so close to the body that it feels like a second skin. This guy has more problems with...
Leggings are supposed to be like that. Do you need to Google what leggings are? I mean, they're supposed to be like that, yes.
With the tights industry than he does with the game. That's what leggings are. She has a nice bod and plenty of outfits to customize. Gamers like customizing and playing dress up. Bayonetta is arguably more sexualized, but she's considered a paragon of female representation and strong...
Yeah, because it doesn't matter if you sexualize or don't sexualize a character. If the character is good, it's good. And Bayonetta, without any doubt at all, is just a great character overall. She works it, she plays it, she absolutely bosses way too close to the sun and always gets away with it. Bayonetta is just all around absolutely phenomenally great character in everything that she does and how she does it.
Female characters. So again, what is the actual problem? The character is simply too sexy, man. That's the issue. It's difficult not to see a sexualization of women, a practice which tended to disappear in the latest video game productions. Did you forget what won Game of the Year in 2023?
Have you not seen what's happening outside of the window? Sexualization is winning, and it's not going away. It's in fact ramping, Exile.
What I like the most is that every companion is so extremely fuckable. I wanna fuck all of them.
I like her.
I do not only wanna fuck all of them, I wanna be with them forever, for the rest of my life.
However, this choice is 100%
I call that a reasonable response, because that's my response.
assumed by the developer, with arguments that are beyond belief. The director of Stellar Blade attempted to justify the project's irredeemably sexy argument. In terms of design, we focused on the back of the character because players are always facing her when playing. That's what they see the most, so it's very important. We didn't know that a character's charisma is first measured by the perfection of their posterior. Jesus Christ, man, go touch grass. When I play a game, I want to see someone who is prettier than me. I don't want to see someone normal. I want to see an ideal. I think it's important for entertainment, and after all, it is entertainment aimed at an adult audience.
Yep.
What you say is heresy.
These are the unbelievable arguments. I wanted my video game protagonist to look good. How could you say something so brave yet so controversial? Like, this is sexist now? Well, shit. I don't want to be sexist and play this, so from now on, I'm only playing games with ugly protagonists. Like, they just made a hot protagonist and gave her a bunch of outfits. That's it. And for some, that's the issue. The unrealistic body standards that are detrimental to women.
For ugly people, that is the issue. Keep in mind, boys, always, this happens always. Ugly people try to make everyone ugly. Weak people try to make everyone weak. This is why the world should never be governed by the lowest denominator of anything. Because the lowest denominator will always find it easier to try and make everyone adhere to their standards, their things, than actually better themselves.
Who consume this sort of media. And we'll get into that later on. But I want to look at some good and bad examples of sex appeal in video games. You see, it's not whether you sexualize characters in a video game, it's how you do it. Games like Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk, Dragon Age Origins, KOTOR, and Mass Effect offer a diverse cast of male and female companions to simp for.
Did KOTOR sexualize anything? I kinda don't remember. Pretty much everything is in the robe there.
And they all feel like real people. Their personality is not solely defined by how sexy they are. You can fuck bears in Baldur's Gate 3 and you can fuck aliens in Mass Effect.
Well, some will argue that's a sexy bear.
There's also options for same-sex romance, and you don't see too many people complaining about that. If you're gay or a little bi-curious or just want to see how those romances can play out, those options exist. They add diversity to a game, an RPG, in a very good way. You know, this old reliable clip is actually relevant to the discussion for once.
I wrote a blog post a while ago about why I f***ing hate video games, because this is what it does. It appeals to like the male fantasy.
Because clearly you hate everything about life and nothing is good and everything is a part of the patriarchy. I mean, always judge a book by its cover, boys. You can't go wrong with it nowadays, okay?
Wait, this isn't the right video. Yeah, hold on, I gotta switch to...
Ironically, this is what men want. I mean, I look at this and I'm pretty happy.
You know what? Fuck it, keep it rolling. Oh my god, shirtless John Marston?
Keep showing, please, with getting nailed.
Red Dead 2 is the perfect game to illustrate the power of diversity. And perhaps sex appeal. Because RDR2 appeals to the male and female gaze. Just as you can customize the outfits for Eve, you can do the same with Arthur. There are compilations of women thirsting over Arthur. And all I gotta say is, back off ladies, he's mine.
And then I also just weirdly really liked the, oh my god. Really? I'm so jealous of her. I'm so jealous.
one of our wonderful assistant directors, Gethin Aldous, he says, Raj, we got to do those horse lines again. I was like, why? And he said, well, it's a little too intimate. You know, it sounds like you're not talking to a horse. And I was like, what do you mean? And he played it back, and I was like, you're all right, girl.
And if I can thirst over Sadie Adler like a
Ovation Destiny. Approve.
parched baboon,
Sadie Adler.
then hell yeah, I hope women who play RDR2 can simp for Arthur Morgan. Again, it comes down to both of these characters feeling like real complex people that you can just inherently find attractive. It's called personality. There's no mystery behind good writing. It boils down to the developers and
Also a small thing. For women to simp over a guy, he does not need to be naked. He just needs to be rugged, muscular, and a man. This is effectively the same thing as I will absolutely fall over any woman in a pencil skirt who looks from a business setting. It's pretty simple.
intentions and goals with their characters and their game. If you want to make a graphic visual novel kind of game, probably don't call it Sex with Hitler. It might be a good start.
I mean, that does sound like it has potential, though.
And there are egregious and what I would consider bad examples of sexualization in video games. Isabella from Dragon Age 2 is just this smelly pirate hooker. Like, that's mostly her character. Now, I'm biased because I'd rather eat goat diarrhea than play
That's completely fine with me, by the way.
Dragon Age 2. But even then, Isabella still has more going on. She's mostly a smelly pirate hooker, but my issues with her character have more to do with the romance system. It isn't just writing. Bad sexualization can be tied to the game mechanics. You want to romance this character? Just hit the icon with the heart on it. You'll be contracting gonorrhea in no time.
Hell yeah.
I don't mind the dialogue wheel on Mass Effect, but when it comes to gaining approval or influence with characters and romancing them in an RPG, I much prefer titles like KOTOR and Dragon Age Origins, because you have to figure out and pick the dialogue option that a character will respond to. You actually have to flirt and
That's just you not liking oversimplified things that, you know, are fallouts. Yes, snarky, yes, no, snarky, no.
raise them up. You know, maybe there was a Time Splitters Future Perfect joke that went a little too far.
You go first.
Okay.
Smart.
The over-sexualization in that game is part parody and part fan service. Personally, I have always found Ivy Valentine's design to be hilarious and over the top, and that has been a topic of debate for a long time, but her design is also iconic. She has earned a place in gaming culture. Some female characters are defined by their sex appeal,
If I only had an eye tracker, you would know how perfect my male gaze is.
while others ride the line in between. Samus is hot, but she's also like a real person. Kind of. Dead or Alive
Samus.
Extreme Volleyball takes sex appeal to an extreme level, and it's mostly a gimmick, but at the same time, the game was an impressive display of physics. On the other hand, you've got something like the new Fable trailer, which a lot of people reacted negatively to. They blasted the design of this female
Well, obviously, she's ugly.
character, and, well, she does look pretty
And she's unlikable, and Fable looks like a woke pile of trash. Yeah, obviously, no one likes it.
silly. I think people would have reacted a lot better to this trailer if they had taken the angle of our protagonist is the antithesis of your typical hero, and she's thrust into the role of being a hero. But the trailer doesn't try
I
to
like the people who said, oh, in Fable, if you do bad things, you get ugly, and if you do things, you look better. Well, so what, are we starting off with an ugly character that can even get uglier? No, thank you.
tell you that story. This character is just kind of ugly for no real reason.
Yeah.
Like in Beautiful Joe, you play as a comic book movie nerd who gets sucked into the movie and has to become a hero, even though he's a fucking nerd. He's the antithesis. That could have worked for Fable, but they don't really tell that story in the trailer. So it comes across like it's made to appeal to the body positivity crowd, and a lot of gamers just don't care for that. I don't think we've seen really bad examples of sexualization in video games in a long time. Custer's Revenge is one of those notoriously awful games, which they hit the double whammy. They were racist and sexist, and they made the
The good double whammy or the bad double whammy? No, I'm confused.
game that way deliberately to generate outrage and publicity. Some tactics never go out of style. Duke Nukem Forever is also an awful example because the game was
Well, yeah, the game's just bad.
terrible, wasn't worth the wait, and a lot of the jokes just weren't funny.
Power armor is for pussies.
True.
So it felt outdated. Recent worst example of sexualization, of course, goes to Right
That's funny, though.
to Hell Retribution. You kill a group of dudes and then immediately start banging a chick with all your clothes on. Women are quite literally an objective in Right to Hell. Man, that
They're also objective in life, one may argue, though.
fucking game. But going back to the real issue, body positivity. Unrealistic body standards in video games, and by extension all media. Multiple studies have shown that both women and men feel lower levels of self-esteem when consuming media where characters have that ideal body. Now, you don't really need a study to
I'm pretty sure that's just TikTok and Instagram and all of that garbage where people pretend that they have these amazing lives, and you poor little schmuck, you're living your life doing nothing, not going out to Hawaii every second day, and not making a million pictures. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what makes people feel bad. Not actual video games. I wonder what's the overlap between these two groups of people who feel bad about playing a video game where they're playing a hot character and overuse of something like Instagram or Facebook or whatever.
tell you this because if you're a dude and you've ever watched 300 and thought, damn, I'm a fat ass.
Damn, that's literally me. That's what I thought.
Well, then you're just like me. But you also probably...
Dude, I remember I was an 8-year-old kid. I was sitting in my bed watching Braveheart and literally pumping steel while doing it, boys. Yeah, I felt so bad. Oh, yeah, no, not even remotely. I'm like, yeah, let's go, baby. Good times, good times.
Don't think about what Gerard Butler went through to look that good. In the same way you probably don't think about how much time game developers spend on creating attractive characters, how much concept art and designs they have to create. But the problem with feeling insecure...
It's artists. They probably sketched something like 2 times. It took them like 10 minutes and was done. Artists are bad.
Care about your body image is an issue that nobody can fix but you. Feeling like your body type is being represented in media is a surface level solution that ignores the real issue. I think a lot of people who write these articles essentially complaining that characters are too sexy, I think that comes from a place of insecurity or just a grift. Every woman on the planet has struggled with her self-image, and to all the ladies watching this right now, you look great without makeup. And every man has struggled
He just offended a lot of people.
with his own physique and confidence. It's pretty funny. There was this
Makeup should be illegal.
tweet. Microsoft urges developers not to create female characters with exaggerated body proportions. And I replied, yes, of course. We wouldn't want any exaggerated body proportions on male characters. It might make us men feel insecure. And if you look at the replies, well, first off, this is the guy who was the art director for Gears of War.
Nice.
Also, I recently reviewed the first Gears of War. You shouldn't watch that video at all. That's how reverse psychology works, right?
No.
Okay, sweet. But a lot of people in the replies were like, I aspire to be Marcus Phoenix. I live 7 days a week trying to look like Marcus Phoenix. I must go to the gym more.
Well, to be fair, again, the men mentality is different from a women's mentality. A man sees another big dude and they're like, damn, should go more to the gym. A woman sees another woman that she's hotter, lives a better life, and she pretty much just instantaneously breaks down on the floor, crying and, pulling her hair out because she can't attain that because women don't want to put work. Man, and if, by the way, this is the real test, okay? If you think women want to put work into themselves or achieving their goals, I think you're crazy. Almost all women that I know, except a very few who are already putting in the work and actually have achieved things, do not want to put in work at all. They just want good things to happen for them. They're literally gonna look into a crystal, gaze in it, and then ironically think that, yeah, I'm materializing meeting a millionaire.
I'm feeling a strange and sudden urge to hit the gym. The men in Gears of War aren't realistic, but the women are.
Dude, her tits are way too big. That is clearly like a C cup or bigger. Looks like it was made by like a horny 15-year-old, and we're trying to be a little bit more mature than that.
And this goes back to the Do they have realistic outfits or not? And I think Cliff is right. If this lady had huge knockers, it would just kind of distract from the war, you know? But seeing ideal beauty or attractiveness...
Well, I think we want distractions from war because war bad, right?
...in media or video games, if it makes you feel insecure, you should use those feelings of insecurity to better yourself. Go on a walk, eat healthier food. Ideally, that's what people would do, but that's not always the case.
Anything that requires effort is not going to be done by most people. That's why people get bitten on scams, because scams just tell you, hey, just write in your name or email or something, and there you go, millionaire. If it's more than that, no one does it. But, you know, the less you ask people to do a thing and the more you offer in return, the bigger the chances that someone's going to do it. Those Arabic prince things and, you know, whatever those emails are called, they're still going around. Why? Because still people are buying into them.
If you're trying to condemn or criticize a piece of media because the characters are sexy and that made you feel bad about yourself, then that sounds like a you problem. I hope you work on that. Lord, grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. None of us can change that sex sells. It's a marketing tool. You can't get rid of it in media or business. So
Okay, stop, Batman. Let's end on a positive note before you ruin it, as always. Anyway, this was the Act-Man. That was Quizzer Said 7. That was me also. Quizzer Said 7. Yeah, get on it. Anyway, have a nice day. Bye-bye.